Fight Perfect was deleted. I often get asked what I think about that. I get asked about that all the time. Less now, but still, people are like, what do you think about Fight Perfect? And they say, oh, it's messed up. It got deleted. That's censorship. It came out of nowhere. Free Fight Perfect. Free to homies. And I always get asked my opinion, and I've never really gone into detail and shared it publicly because, it's not a popular opinion. I said in the thumbnail that they deserved it. And maybe you think that's clickbait. Maybe you think that's just me being me. But I stand by that. But I'm not the bad guy. Because not only do I think they deserved it, I knew it was going to happen. And I was actively working to prevent it. I did my best. And one of the reasons that I never made a video about this is because I'm not the type of guy that likes to make a video putting someone on blast. Well, I am. But when it's something serious, I'm not going to make a video so people can run and tell somebody, hey, did you see this video, tagging video, and going this back and forth reaction train of videos. I'm not the type of guy to do that. When I have something to say, everyone that knows me, all my friends, everybody that knows me, if I have something to say, I'm going to say it to you. Hi, Joe.
What's up, buddy?
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Let's get me sized in.
Yeah.
Guys, this is Joe, formerly of Fight Perfect.
Still on Instagram. We haven't been deplatformed from there yet.
Listen, dude, we'll get into all that. We're
Yeah.
going to show you some love. I am your friend. Hey. I am your friend. I do love you. I do care about you. But let's jump straight into it.
Mm-hmm.
Explain to me what Fight Perfect was.
Well, it started off as a chance for Brad to get back out in the limelight, obviously after he lost his UFC contract. And
explain who Brad is in case they're just not 100% sure.
So Brad is someone who I went to school with. We originally started off as school friends. We trained together. He got so good, he got into The Ultimate Fighter. He fought Robert Whittaker in the final of The Ultimate Fighter, got a 2-year contract with the UFC, which then went on to be about 8 years in the UFC. He had 9 fights in the UFC, fought some really great guys, lost against some great guys, beat some great guys. He then lost his contract over what some would call bullshit as well. He got done for the same thing that John Jones did, an out-of-contest drugs test for a metabolite for cocaine, not actual cocaine. It was an out-of-contest test. And he got a 2-year ban and a $10,000 fine. So in response to the UFC, he basically said, I'm not taking that, release me from my contract, and they let him go. So he was not fighting, this incredibly talented guy with nowhere to go. So I've known the kid for like 15 years. I thought, film experience, one of the best fighters in the UK. Let's team this together and create Fight Perfect. It was originally going to start off as a bit of banter, a bit of fun between the two of us, make some fun videos, do some techniques every now and again, but basically just create content that people would love to see, but also poke fun at the kind of hierarchy of YouTube. There was a lot of YouTubers which we saw having this massive success from pretty much shit content, realistically. The likes of Jake Mace, who were teaching self-defense techniques, which were so unbelievably ridiculous. They would never work in a real-life situation. So we thought if we could do reactions, do parodies of them, and just engage a different audience onto our side of humor. And that's kind of where we started off. We made some parodies. We then linked up with a couple of other channels, which we sort of took the piss out of, like Master Wong. Nick DeRosa's got hit for a little bit. A couple of other YouTube channels and stuff as well. And we just basically went from there. We were online for about 10 months, basically. And then after 10 months, we got removed from YouTube for being too violent.
When was that?
That was beginning of December.
Beginning of December.
Yeah.
How many subscribers were you up to?
56,000, which wasn't bad for 10 months.
No, that's excellent. Usually people ask me kind of what's the roadmap, and it's different for everybody. Because if you could make like just insanely inane, stupid content and just blow up overnight. You know, you could have that viral video that skyrockets you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or you could make amazing stuff that doesn't appeal to a lot of people and it take forever. But a general rule, aspiring YouTubers, if you do any sort of social media, if you're here because you want to know about growing YouTube or about how YouTube works or about how to not get deleted and all that, hit me up in the chat. Let me know, do you do YouTube? How many subscribers you got? That sort of thing, if you're into this sort of stuff. A general rule is 1,000 subscribers usually takes a year. That's a good general rule. And that's just for if you're just making normal content and you're not doing anything very strategic, you're just like making your stuff, and it would take you like a year. So you said about in December?
Yeah. It was December 2nd we got the official boot from YouTube, but it all started on November 2nd. It took a whole month, our decline, into hell. It was pretty bad. It was a pretty rough month.
So here's what I want to talk about when I say that it's your fault.
Yep. It was both of our fault. It was obviously not just mine. It was ours.
No. When I say you, I say I'm talking about Fight Perfect.
Yeah.
You represent Fight Perfect here.
Yes.
Here's the thing, Joe, and I hear it. It's just the way that you are. It's just the way that you think. You're. I mean, we're all. People don't realize about their own their own biases, like the way you think is the way you think, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And when shit doesn't make sense to you, it just sort of. When things don't make sense, it's hard for you to see from other people's perspective. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So you're like, whenever we would talk, and let's get behind the scenes. Joe and I go way back. Since he started in YouTube, he immediately saw me, and we became friends because we identified with each other. We liked making fun of people.
You had about 4,000, I think, when and we were coming.
We started
400.
We started together. Yeah,
You were 10 times more than me. You got to about 5,000, and we hit 1,000.
Yeah, y'all were catching up.
You hit 10,000, we hit 5,000. But by the time we hit 30,000, you were already knocking 70s and 80s. And by the time we hit 56,000, you were over 100K.
Yeah,
you doubled us at any one time.
I'm actually kind of glad you got deleted because you were trying to catch up to me. But you said it's all started when?
November.
Yeah. It started in November, Joe.
Started November, yeah. That was the decline. That's how things started to get back.
That's how it started.
Yeah.
Those of you in the chat, Beginner at Life, you two can thumb wrestle for this or something. Beginner at Life with the super chat. I think we'll go ahead and say that we're gonna send all those to Fight Perfect. We'll go ahead and say that. And,
yeah, we need the ad revenue.
Right. No, listen. Hey, YouTube.
No,
YouTube. Hey, no, I'm not sending Fight Perfect my ad revenue. But the super chats. I'm not gonna send you the ad revenue from this video. But
I'll go get the dildo out the back cupboard, and every time we get a super chat, I just smack myself in the face with it.
No, that's the problem. See, but I think we can safely say
we had no problem with the dildo video. The dildo video was hilarious, and it was dildos are allowed. It's the context of a dildo isn't allowed.
That's right. So one more time. One more time, because I'm nothing if I am not fair.
Yes.
One more time. For the people in the back. When did this all start?
November. Are you going back through my chat history with you and how many times you said, Joe, don't do that.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
I knew this was fucking coming.
I'm trying to run a live and I'm tired of scrolling. So let's just stop in September.
Yeah.
Let's stop in September.
September was when it really started.
Oh, that's when it really started.
No, but it started with. So we had a video removed, and it was guillotine versus slam.
I've got it on the screen, Joe.
Yeah.
Listen, Joe says our guillotine video was just pulled by YouTube for
there was
dangerous
nothing wrong with
content.
that video.
Obviously disputing it, but it's crazy. That is probably one of our cleanest videos.
It actually was. It actually was one of our cleanest videos. That's the crazy thing.
So I replied, That's really weird. I could see maybe using the UFC content or some of the language, but not dangerous content, because you used
No, but
UFC
swearing's allowed.
clips.
Swearing is
Listen,
allowed. It
we're
can be
gonna talk.
monetized,
Yes,
but it can be allowed.
we are gonna talk about swearing. If you're
Hmm.
interested in how much swearing is allowed on YouTube, I'm gonna tell you exactly how much swearing is allowed on YouTube. That's really weird. I could see maybe using the UFC content or some of the language, but not dangerous content, because you use clips from the UFC.
Hmm.
And I said September 9th, 2019, you guys are going to get demonetized a lot, though, unless you change your style.
Hmm.
Not saying you should, but more like just decide which is more important, speaking freely and doing what you want, or staying on the good side of the machine.
Yeah, that's what it's about. It's a machine.
Yeah! And then Joe says,
rules.
yeah, we get 1 out of 5 demonetized or flagged for copyright or just unsuitable shit happens, lol. But this video clean, not too vulgar, lol.
It wasn't vulgar. It really wasn't. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous at most. It was me and Brad at a gym in a boxing ring, demonstrating what happens if you go for a really bad double leg takedown without getting your hips underneath, or you stick your head just under someone's arm. How likely you could get guillotined, or if you go for a bad guillotine and don't sprawl first, how easy it is to get slammed, picked up in the air, and dropped on your head. That was the
Excellent.
basis of the video. We cut in a couple of clips which were in context, which due to YouTube's copyright situation, which is if you reference the video, make a direct reference to a clip, you're allowed to use it. The owner of the video can put a copyright claim in against you if they wish to, but you're allowed to use it under free use terms. And the video was fine, but somehow it got flagged for being too violent. Graphic violence is what it got done for. The video got removed. It was ridiculous. We appealed the removal of the video, but it didn't get taken. It stayed taken down. The worst part is, and the funny part, I then re-edited that exact same video and put it back up again, and it got demonetized. I appealed the demonetization, and YouTube went, okay, actually, no, we've looked at it, and it's okay to even earn money. It's like, well, last week you deleted it, and now you're giving us money for it. So it just proves that the machine is broken.
I would argue that I don't know that it proves the machine is broken.
Well, a manual review. A manual review. Someone looked at it and went, yeah, that's fine.
Did you ever, ask your mom something and not like the answer and go ask your dad something? Or
Yeah.
Usually it's the other way around. At
Yeah.
my house, it's the other way around. The kids ask me for stuff and I say no, and then they go ask mom and she says yes. And the correct answer is probably somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, but the video wasn't bad. The thing is, we had much worse videos which would have been online for 6-7 months, no problems at all. This one went up. It was a really good video, and it was a good video. It was one of our most technically sound videos we'd done.
Right, which is funny. Let's take a brief aside. Me and Joe often talked about that just because like a video's like technical, like how good it is, like technically as far as like what you are learning in it and the techniques and how important it is, that doesn't really matter and doesn't really play well. So you guys actually shifted your type of content into a more like I was referred to you as the Jerry Springer of martial arts YouTube. Let's make no pretense that we're like teaching you martial arts or that we're changing your life or that we're improving you.
It was entertainment quality. We were going
right. It's just like, let's laugh.
That's all we were doing for.
Let's pop round, have a laugh. You know what I mean? Like that. Was that a good British accent?
We don't say pop round anymore. That's very 70s. That kind of got,
I don't know.
Pop round.
You don't
Just
pop round?
Pop over. That's something old ladies say.
You don't pop places?
No, not anymore.
You didn't pop over?
Old-fashioned. No.
So you kind of started what we would say is we say going in.
Yeah.
I say you go in on people. I don't know if that's. So you did this type of content here where you went in on somebody's rear naked choke defense.
Yes.
And you said, if you fancy a laugh, right? And I said, and you said, we have a full video on a few of their terrible techniques. And here we are still in September. And I said, I don't know, man. I always believe
Who was this? Who were we going in on this time? It wasn't Wong again, was it?
looks like CraftyWildflower.com.
Oh, that was hilarious. They were absolutely terrible.
Right. So listen to me. See,
They
here's
were,
the problem.
They were hilarious videos.
Here's the
Yeah,
problem.
that to be fair, that was a Ramsey ripoff. That was a bad women's self-defense.
Here's the problem. Are you guys noticing a pattern when I talk to Joe?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But you would have also said that about any of our content. We could have done anything clean, and you probably would still gone, that's a bad idea. I'm sure if I'd have said to you, right, me and Brad, we found these whips online, and we're gonna smack each other with them, you would have gone, that sounds like a bad idea. That doesn't sound right. You know what? I'm going to go get some bear mace. And I'm going to spray Brad in the face with it. And then I'm going to shoot my missus in the head with a BB gun. You would go, don't do it. Mr. sitting on 2 million views on him getting whipped in the back with a whip. Somebody else, let's see hypocrite come through the text. Come through the chat. I want to see 10 hypocrites come down.
We do have a super chat from Adam Jimenez. Screw YouTube's algorithm in terms of service. Look into Floatplane if y'all can. They would love to have both y'all, I bet. Well, here's the thing.
What's that? Floatplane?
I don't know. But here's the problem with that, Adam. And we're kind of skipping around because the conversation is just sort of going that way. And I say this, knock on wood, I don't have problems with YouTube. And here's the thing. Everyone's saying screw YouTube. Or my favorite, you know what my favorite one is? That's why YouTube has gone to shit. Or that's why YouTube sucks now.
Yeah, that one's always a good one.
YouTube is the biggest thing that there is on the planet. More people are watching it than ever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that random user 64923 Ninja Butthole Surfer knows best how to run the largest video platform and like second or third largest search engine on the planet. But Adam, with the super chat for Fight Perfect, thank you so much. I don't think I will look into Floatplane because here's the thing, and Joe and I talked about this too. People will say that's why creators are leaving and they're gonna go to Floatplane.
The only creators that are leaving are the ones that get booted off.
Right. Nobody's going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
This is the show. But you are in someone else's house. My children have to play by my rules because I own this house.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Whether they like those rules or not, them's the rules.
Them's the rules, exactly.
And I'm not even saying, and real quick, because everyone might see me as the boogeyman here, I'm not saying that those should be the rules. I'm not saying I like those rules. I'm not saying I agree to those rules. I'm not saying that the rules shouldn't change. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying that those are the rules.
I think the problem is as well, at one point, the rules were a lot more lax.
Or maybe unclear.
Yeah.
Not enforced.
But you used to be able to find some pretty, I say bad stuff, some pretty violent stuff. And you still can find violent stuff all over YouTube. Whether it gets seen or not, whether it gets like flagged or not. This is the problem we had. We took a lot of content from YouTube, which had been on YouTube for a while. So we assumed that content being on YouTube, it's fine to be there. If that's on there and not been taken down after 5 years, then why should our version of that video be taken down? Especially if we're using that exact video. We were literally ripping the video from YouTube and putting it into our video. And the original videos are still online, but ours got taken down. So that's, yeah. Like I said, it's their rules. They can do what the hell they want. Can't argue with them.
Well, the thing is that it might be confusing to some because when you're making content and you see, well, other people are doing this or other people are doing that, just look at the difference. We've talked before about the difference in slang and swearing between England and America.
Yeah.
You guys use words that are like the worst words here in normal conversation.
They're still the worst words here, but I think it's a mentality. Once you get past the idea that it's offensive, it then becomes the opposite to offensive.
Right.
If someone actually walked up to me and dropped a C-bomb in my face in aggression, I probably wouldn't even get angry because I've heard it so many times. I'm not even fazed by it. So
Context,
absolutely. I would happily call somebody any other word. Like me and Brad, Jesus Christ, if we've had a few drinks, it's horrendous. It's like sailors on leave. It's yeah, you don't want to be around that
Yeah.
stuff. If you overheard us, you think we were absolute cretins. We are most of the time anyway. But yeah, it's but again, language, especially you guys being in America, we don't actually have free speech in the UK. We can be drawn up and prosecuted for things we say. The US and YouTube is an American company licensed in America through Google, so it should come under the same reins of free speech. But obviously, it's their platform. They can choose to do whatever they want. They could choose to ignore the Constitution and do what the hell they want. So,
It's just fun.
yeah.
The Americans in the chat we're having a bit of a laugh. It's just fun to hear an Englishman talk about the Constitution. We're not going to get into all that, but it's just a little funny thought. It's a little funny thought to hear
Brad
you.
is born in the wrong country. He should have been
He's
American.
an American.
Loves guns.
No,
he drinks
Brad is a-
really shit
listen.
beer.
Not only is
and he
Brad
loves Donald Trump. So yeah.
not only is Brad an American, Brad is a redneck, just with a British accent.
Through and through. He's a redneck English. He's a redneck British person.
When you guys come visit and you come around to my parts, he's gonna love the people. He's gonna love the bars. He's gonna love the beaches. He's just gonna love we're gonna take him in the woods and shoot guns.
Yeah, the first thing he'll want to do, he'll want to land and have a gun waiting for him.
Dude, we'll go shoot that day. We'll eat some fried chicken and go shoot guns in the woods. That's what we do.
Oh man.
So I want to address some excellent comments.
Mm-hmm.
Voice of the Fat Mantis, which is a cool screen name. Voice of the Fat Mantis. Love you, Icy, but the only reason you like YouTube is that they haven't come for you yet. Excellent point. But one day they may want to shut down a channel where you're playing with guns in a dark studio. So the thing is, and then there was another one. Adam Jimenez, hard to hurt. It's good for consumers of content, but for content creators like Fight Perfect and firearms channels that get hit with no ad or even just kicked out for handling a firearm. Since we're on the topic of guns, this is excellent. The rules seem like they are unclear, but they're not. I wonder if I can show.
Well, they're clear, but they are really stupid. That's the annoying thing. Is that you read them and you go, really? Surely not. That's no. I'm going to ignore that because that's clearly rubbish. I've seen 100 videos. There are entire channels dedicated to X, Y, and Z, and these rules clearly state that X, Y, and Z are strictly prohibited. So they're clearly not enforcing it. That's the mentality which I had, and which you took when you use guns and shoot your missus in the head with the BB gun, and shoot Jay in the face with bear mace. Or pepper spray, or whatever the hell it was.
First of all, it was a pepper ball gun.
Pepper ball. It's still a ball. It's still a ball bearing of some sort.
No, yeah, it was
Still a firearm. It's still a weapon.
To England, in England, that would
absolutely.
be
Highly
like
illegal.
here. You can buy that stuff for your kids. Like,
Yeah, you buy it in Walmart.
yeah, I bought my son, his first pellet rifle when he was 5. You know,
Yeah. I tried to buy an air rifle on Amazon because I was like, fuck it, I'm sat at my house, I'm bored over this lockdown. Tried to buy an air rifle and it literally wouldn't let me. I'm like, why? It's like they needed photographic ID, they needed this. It's like, it's a fucking air rifle, man.
Yeah, let me see if I can find, if people are curious how the monetization and how the rules and how the I don't have it now, but they have recently become more clear in the process of uploading a video. Since you've gone from YouTube, when you upload your video now, they have this self-selection where you can pick how appropriate for ads your content is.
Yeah.
And it breaks down swearing, and this was always known, but it was never written down anywhere. It was always just sort of subjective, like unwritten rule. How early in the video you start swearing actually matters. People
Is it
don't
really?
realize.
Is that actually been laid out now in tick boxes? You have to tick what your video contains.
Yes.
Okay, that makes more sense.
And it says soft swearing or hard swearing, including the F word, after the intro. If you check that box, it says safe for ads. So it's very clear cut that swearing Now, we're not talking about contents. There's a big difference between, like, man, what the fuck? And
and calling someone a
right, fuck those motherfuckers, right? Those are two different things. How deep into the video you are always mattered. Some of us knew that. Some of us guessed that.
I beeped anything in the intro. I beeped.
Yeah. Well,
I've never beeped anything ever again.
Also, beeping doesn't really help. Beeping doesn't do it. The machine can tell you're beeping, and it kind of treats it the same, or at least that's the information I got back when it wasn't so clear.
Did you ever see the video? Did you ever see the video we did, which was Brad teaching street fight defense with a guy who he does pads with? And at the very intro, I put a swear counter because Brad swore.
Oh yeah.
In the whole video, it was about 150 times he swore in the 10-minute video. It was quite funny. Yeah. So I thought, screw it, I'm gonna keep that as an intro because it was so funny.
Mago Labramante says, and you can't talk about other YouTubers when regarding criticism.
That's ridiculous because the amount of YouTubers which start beef on YouTube. But obviously then if that YouTuber gets pissed off, they can then click that little box which says you're being bullied, and YouTube just go, oh, okay, and they strike it.
So
it's become, this is why, I said about leftists earlier. It's like everyone's a victim, everyone's this, everyone should be protected. It's like some people need to be called a prick. Some people need to be told the difference between left and right. They like, for instance, Master Wong, a lot of his videos were just so absurdly wrong that if you didn't tell him, and you didn't, people did tell him. The comments were full of hundreds and hundreds of comments saying, that's never going to work, that's never going to work. And all we did was visualize it. Ramsey done it, got away with it. We thought that's actually a really funny video. So we kind of followed a little bit of your influence, a little bit of Ramsey's influence, a couple of other YouTubers we kind of stole off of as well. But we just kind of melded lots of people's styles together to create two shit-talking redneck English people going in on people.
So you went in on Master Wong.
Yeah.
So did Ramsey Dewey.
Yeah.
And some would say, in a way, so did I. But mine was like the most playful. I didn't really take a hard stance.
What was your stance on Master Wong?
I just took the piss from both of them. You know what I mean? I just made fun of both of them, but not in a
No, but do you agree with Master Wong's techniques then?
I don't agree with anybody's techniques, dude. I think your techniques suck. I think my techniques suck. I think every technique video on the internet sucks at some point. I'm not going to, do I think that all the techniques that Master Wong shows are, perfect and would really work in real life and are...
half of them directly go against what any decent fighter would actually teach.
Yeah, but guess what? All the decent fighters trying to learn martial arts are not on YouTube, and we're not making YouTube videos by and large for decent fighters trying to learn martial arts.
Yeah, but if you can learn a technique, you learn the right one.
Yeah, it's just very subjective. I used to think, and actually I started my YouTube career, the original plan was to go super negative and just find McDojo stuff online and Bullshido stuff online and just get in the comments. That's how I ended up in street beefs a couple times.
Yeah, well, that's what we did. That's where we went.
Well, I thought it would be amazing to be the first person ever to do that, to go baka 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 baka, and then when the guy's like, fight me, bro, me be like, okay, and then show up and fight the person.
Well, we wanted to do that as well, but no one wanted to turn up and fight us.
If you're curious, I'm going to go into more detail about how that actually all worked. That happened to me twice. I fought at street beefs twice over online.
Were they both from beef, were they? So that Corey Guds and that Dragon?
No, the Dragon and Ninja Ron was both guys. I commented on their stuff, and I was like, this is BS, this is garbage, you suck, you can't, blah, 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 blah. And I ended up in a fist fight over it.
That's funny.
But neither of those actually was the hugest boost to my channel. That actually didn't. It was a little jump start, but let's look in the chat here. Sir Dave of Rindyar. The concept of advertiser friendly is total BS. The companies posted their ads long before this phenomenon, and they would have nowhere else to post them if YouTube protected content creators. So here's the thing. That's spoken like a true person who's not buying ad space, right? If I buy ad space and I advertise, let's see. Home security systems would be something that might pop up in one of my videos or a Fight Perfect video as an ad. And it's all kind of automated. It's largely automated. They sort of figure out what genre. So home, I'm selling alarm systems to people who own homes. That's what I want, right? And you drop one of my ads on a video of Joe and Brad beating each other in the head with a 16-inch dildo.
No, but that's a 99% male audience.
Right. So
and they're there for a reason to actually watch the video. It's not like they just stumbled across it.
So
you don't click that video unless you already know what's in it. We clearly put it in the thumbnail. The video wasn't titled "You won't believe this self-defense weapon." It was, I got hit with a 16-inch dildo.
So
it was titled.
It was awesome. So the thing is, it's my right as the person who's buying ad space to say, yeah, I'm not into that. And if I'm the one selling ad space and I say, yeah, no one wants to put their ads on that, I'm not going to put ads on it that I'm going to get flack for from the people who are paying my bills. Because the advertisers are paying YouTubers' bills.
I think it gets... I'm not sure if that's the way in which it goes down for advertisers. Because, from what I know from, say, for instance, my fiance, who has got 207,000 YouTube subscribers, is in London usually once a month with YouTube at their head office with their management team. She's on the YouTuber Partner Program. She's one of their associated creators. Every time YouTube gets any sort of celebrity into the offices, my fiance gets to go down and film with them. She is on their books as one of their trusted creators. So when they talk to her and she has her one-to-one meetings with them, they talk about ad revenue. And most of the time, the advertiser, you got to remember, it's being spread so thinly across millions of videos. No one video will make one advertiser loads of money. Realistically, they're not targeting right, I've got $1,000 to put into an advertiser. We're going to put 100 on that, 100 on that, 100, for 10 videos, and that's their spread. They might spread it 0.00001 cent onto one video across 50,000 videos.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it's a very surgical process.
No one video will affect the pot, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a very, very surgical process. It's targeted based on the individual viewing largely. Yeah. Right? Because I get ads for things that I'm interested in on videos that have nothing to do. Like when I watch a video of animation, like an animation video, which has nothing to do with what I make videos about. I don't watch videos on that all the time, but I still get ads for self-defense tools.
Yeah, but that's because it's clicked in through your login, right. Everything you've ever watched on your channel.
But what I was addressing is that people are a little confused because people say, oh, this is BS. They need to protect the creators. Oh, this is censorship. No, it's not. These are all choices. YouTube chooses to do this because they figured out that it's the way they make the most money.
Yeah, but at the same time, the idea of censorship, our channel was censored in the way that the content we put up, yes, it might have broke rules, but there were other videos which were worse and at the same level of ours. Hell, you could argue that the UFC posts more graphic violence than any other channel. Their highest viewed video has 110 million views, and it's titled "The 20 Most Violent Knockouts Ever." Doesn't even have UFC in the title. 20 Most Violent Knockouts. That alone in that title should mean that it's censored. It's literally saying this video includes people having their brain rattled so hard they go unconscious.
Yeah.
So why is that video still able to go up?
Context matters. We have an excellent comment in the chat from a good close friend of mine named Chip. Constitutional free, and this is interesting. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Constitutional free speech is protected in platforms deemed public, even if they are privately owned, like telephone companies, etc. The Supreme Court ruled that YouTube is not one of those ... correct use of an ellipsis, 3 dots, for now. I think that YouTube is such a monopoly, it's such a huge thing that it's undeniable that
it's its own country. It can make its own friggin' rules.
Well, the thing is, as it becomes bigger, it can't make it so, like my little mom and pop shop, I can do whatever I want in there.
Mhm.
All right. The bigger I get, the more rules and the more laws and
Yeah,
the more
yeah, yeah.
restrictions apply to me, and the more considerate I
Yeah,
have
the
to
little
be.
cashier that you used to flirt with, no longer you can't because now there's a HR department which will sue your ass for it. You hired the cute girl to work behind the bar, but now you can't say she's cute. She gets sued.
Yeah. Or like if I'm like not handicap accessible
yeah.
exactly, right? But I just have one client in a wheelchair, I can go help them. But if it was a big huge place,
Yeah.
there would be rules that I have to have things there for them. With the speech stuff, if your thing is so big that people can't avoid using it, like the internet, you can't argue that the internet's optional. I don't think you can say that the internet is really optional anymore. So you can't. So the amount of restrictions on it, the amount of control over it changes. I think YouTube will eventually have to make some allowances for free speech. But see, then they can shadow ban people, or like there will be another layer. The one thing that the only opposition I could say to that is that people are free to make other platforms.
Yeah, but obviously then it relies on a platform that has the money to be able to put together the server network that YouTube have. We're talking a multi-billion-pound company. Every other competitor, like Vimeo, for instance, is probably the next biggest.
That's a very heavy company.
Yeah, exactly. The next biggest company that comes up is probably something like Vimeo. You have to pay to be on it. Or then you were saying, what was the other one? Like even if you want to sign up to Patreon, you have to upload your videos to YouTube first, to then make them a private video and then share the link. So it comes through as an embedded URL. You have to use YouTube at some point in the platform. So nothing can compete.
The bolt thrower. The bolt thrower says, "Y'all reading too much into this. Fight Perfect got banned because they exposed all the BS techniques some incompetent YouTubers come up with in terms of self-defense. Too bad they're gone." Yes, bolt thrower. That's what happened because the powers at YouTube care
you say that,
very
but
much.
We actually, so for instance, my fiance had got trolled a couple of years ago, and at her level with a management, she was able to contact her manager and they directly accessed this other person's channel and had them removed because they were trolling my fiance. But in the rules of YouTube, they were nothing. So Master Wong, with 2.5 million followers, would have contacted the exact same management team and said, someone is doing something, someone's doing this, and could have had us terminated from the inside quite easily. 2.5 million subs. He's the biggest. He's one of the biggest martial arts YouTubers there are online. I don't know of any other channel run by one person which has as many.
Him and Shane are the only ones. So there might be some merit to that. There might be some merit that. Here's the thing then. Then he's still wrong. YouTube would never delete somebody because they exposed bad self-defense techniques. No. First of all, couple things. This is a whole separate video that I'm going to get to one day.
There's no agenda in it like that.
They don't care about self-defense. They don't care about whether it's good techniques. They don't care about whether it's legit stuff. And I'm going to get into that later at another time. That's largely BS. Like this exposing.
Yeah, we're not like a random like government organized pedophile gang or something. It's like.
Joe and Brad weren't exposing the truth.
Not Illuminati. We're not going to get locked away and hidden in a dungeon by the government for exposing.
They're not Mulder and Scully out here like, the truth is out there sort of thing. But there could be some merit to the idea that, they were messing with somebody who YouTube values in an objective way more. That's a possibility. I wouldn't argue that that's impossible. I don't know. Joe is sharing a personal anecdote where his fiance was actually on the other side of that. She was having a problem with somebody, because she was well loved at YouTube
and had someone she could physically pick up the phone to and say, "Look, I'm getting comments and people making videos about me which are completely untrue. They're false. Can you have them looked at, removed, flagged?" And they did. They had them. The channels were dissolved.
Let's catch up. Let's get to November.
Okay, so you want to know the story of the downfall?
No, I've got the story. Just got a second community strike and 14-day posting ban on YouTube for graphic content on a video we posted on the 19th of January.
Yeah, that was crazy. It was only that was our 5th video.
I said, listen, Joe, see, you're so thick. You guys noticing a trend? This is what
that
talking
video
to Joe
wasn't
is
even
like
bad
all the time. That's your opinion.
No,
you
so
don't
this
run
is the thing.
platform.
I contacted my fiance's manager, who went through our channel, and she flagged all of the videos which were potential risks, and she put them down as verified by YouTube as 18 plus. Verified, I mean they'd all been checked and that they were all okay to be on the platform. And one of them got taken down after it had been verified by a YouTube manager.
Guess what?
What?
Guess what?
That should nullify any report.
Guess what?
Yeah.
Sometimes my kids tell me, "Mom said we could stay up," and do you know?
Yeah,
what
but
I
if
say?
Mum was the president of the United,
I said, "Go to bed."
if it was like someone of power saying yes, that is okay, and you got to remember, a YouTube manager trumps some fucking person in the Philippines at creator support. If that video has been certified as green lighted by a YouTube manager, it should have the right to stay online. You got to remember, somebody has to physically hit report and report that video.
Let me get through this. I said, well, I know you guys are pretty edgy. See, and I'm not the boogeyman. I know you guys are pretty edgy, but it is kind of scary that a video that old can cause a strike.
Mm-hmm.
And you said, contacted creator support, but it like talking to an idiot. If you do their automated appeal, blah, 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 customer ban, 14-day ban is 5 uploads and costs us about 500 poorly drawn L's. I don't know what that is. And I said... And I've got the chat up on the screen.
We actually had that one rescinded in the end.
I'm getting there, Joe.
Okay.
I said I'm more about the mindset. We could get into details, but I'm more about the mindset. I'm trying to expose a mindset to help you and to help anyone watching, because the purpose is not just me to bag on Joe. Joe is my friend, and I love him, and I care about him, and I want him to be successful. I brought him on in case there's even one person. If I can help Joe, that's great. But if there's even one person who watches this at any point that wants to do YouTube or wants to do Instagram or wants to just be in business in real life, like I have a landlord, you know what I mean? And they want to understand how this can happen to them when they don't feel like they're doing anything wrong. The biggest thing I can tell you is that it doesn't matter if you feel like you do anything wrong when you're not the high chief of the whole thing. So I asked you, and I have not scrolled down. I have not scrolled down yet, but I have a guess at what the answer is. I said, do you know specifically what it is? And you said, hey, video idea whilst it's a hot topic. KSI versus Logan Paul fight. Importance of keeping your cool. And I'm like, blah, blah. I said, fuck them guys. No, you just totally ignored. I asked you a very important question.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I know what it got flagged for. And it got flagged for violent. All of our videos got done for violent content. All of them did. Even the one that was backdated 10 months got flagged.
That's not specific. That's not
No,
specific.
it doesn't give specifics. It doesn't say that moment in that video, a guy got punched in the face. It doesn't say that. It just says violent.
So listen, it doesn't give specifics.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't ask, did they tell you? I didn't ask, is it clear? I didn't ask, did it get... I said, do you know specifically what it is?
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, maybe you didn't get that information. But because you weren't given that information doesn't mean you can't find that information. I'm not saying, did they tell you what specifically it was? I'm saying, go figure that shit out. There's not, like, you're not owed anything is what I'm saying. They don't have to give you, I don't have to give my kids an explanation. If I do, that's great. But if they want to find out, you know what? They can find out by trial and error.
Have you ever said no to something which they could get, but you're just being a dick?
Do what?
Have you ever said no to something they can't have it just because you're in a bad mood and you're like, no, fuck you. You're not staying up till fucking 9 o'clock to watch that cartoon you like. But really, they haven't got school the next morning. They could just go to bed, but you're in a bad fucking mood.
Maybe.
Yes, exactly. So that's the mood that's how I see it. Is that someone said, tough shit, video is being removed when there was no actual reason to, which is why that video that got taken down and we got the second strike for, upon appeal, we got given it back. And the 14-day ban, we did like 8 days of the 14-day ban. And then as soon as the ban was lifted, we got another ban straight away, immediately. And I mean immediately. I mean, like, it came off at like 11:30 in the morning, sorry. And by 11:45, we had another strike come through. So it means that our videos were being attacked. Someone was going through them and mass reporting. So either somebody had put it out there for lots of people to do it, or one person was going through all of our content, and doesn't matter what it was, they were reporting absolutely everything.
November 30th, 2019, you messaged me and said, channel deleted.
Yep.
I said, yikes, man. Sorry to hear about that. I know that hurts. Yeah, it's been like a systematic attack on our channel. All 3 strikes consecutively. It's a direct target from a troll hater. We should be able to get it back, as both of the last videos have been set as 18 plus, verified by YouTube, so no reason for them to be taken down.
Yep, by a manager at YouTube head office.
And I said, well, if you get back on, I strongly suggest you adjust your strategy.
Yep, and we were going to, and we did. So we replanned what we were going to do once we got it back. And then on the 16th of January, we got the channel back. We had an email from creator support that said, good news, guys. We've reviewed your channel and we've deemed that you do not breach terms of service. Here's your channel back. Exactly 24 hours later, it got deleted from a complaint, which was impossible because we'd made our channel private. The day we got it back, I went online, I deleted 35 videos, all of our Street Fight videos, deleted them all, straight off the server, gone. Not just made private or whatever, they were deleted. And then we set the channel to 100% private. So if you searched Fight Perfect, nothing would come up. 24 hours later, we received a complaint that was impossible to reach, impossible to get, and the channel was taken down again. And when I say 24 hours, I mean it was at 5:29 in the evening, and then at 5:29 the next evening.
So maybe that is the Illuminati.
See what I fucking mean?
Hey, machines. I'm on your side. Remember, so I started this.
You're telling me that doesn't sound fucking stupid? Literally, I have the messages from YouTube, and they're fucking. It's creepy. It's like
lizard people.
Freaky.
Tupac, Master Wong. I'm on your side, right? I pity this fool, right? I'm on your side.
Where the fuck is it?
So, let's look here. Let's look. Re-editing old videos is soul destroying. Had confirmation today that channel is 100% gone. All appeals denied. So back to the start line. And you started a new channel.
Yep, which you told us we weren't allowed to do.
And I said, are you allowed to do that? Yeah, as long as it's not the videos that strikes were given on. And I said, so have you considered,
and it was in Brad's name. It wasn't in my name.
I said, so have you considered, changing your methods?
We did. We didn't do Street Fight. We only got like 9 videos up, I think. And they were all videos which were the cleanest videos. We edited out all swearing. It was technique videos only. No reaction videos, no nothing. It was all very clean, like ridiculously clean. I'd re-edited everything and got rid of all swearing and everything. It got flagged.
So I want to read an exchange. It's a little bit of an aside, but it just is a glimpse into the mind of Joe Perfect. I'm going to start calling you Joe Perfect because I can't say your last name without saying mangina. I'm sorry. I know you've gotten it your whole life.
Really?
I'm sure you've heard it before.
Lamborghini without the lamb, but a man instead. Mangini. That's it.
Mangini. That doesn't sound better.
I know, but you could say Lamborghini and just say Mangini. It's exactly the same.
All right. So you started a new channel.
Yep.
And I said, OMFG, dude, you are going to get banned again. And here's where it goes left field, because this is the mind of Joe from Fight Perfect TV. I just want you all to understand what it's like talking to this guy behind the scenes. He says, England sucks, man. LOL. Rules are so shite here. Nanny state.
Did I say shite?
And I said,
shite?
No, you said shit.
I don't tend to say shite. That's something Brad says.
I said, England doesn't have shit to do with YouTube. And you said, we have tighter rules. Anything illegal in the country is illegal online. Smoke weed in a video, get banned for drug use. Hold up a record gun, even airsoft, get you banned.
Joe Rogan can smoke a fat blunt on his channel because it's legal. I can't do that.
We are going to clean up. I said, that's got nothing to do with local laws, though. You said, just find our niche again and work our asses off.
Yep.
The bullshito busting does well. I said, yes, but you really need to get a grip on how this works, man, or you're going to get banned again.
Mm-hmm. We didn't get banned for any specific content the second time around. It was banned by association only.
Right. Yeah.
Even though the channel was in Brad's name.
But it's still, I mean, all it would take is
different name. It was on Brad's account, so technically it wasn't my account, and it's per user, and that is specifically outlined by their own terms of service.
I said, you need to figure out what you're doing that YouTube doesn't like and fix it. It's not just swearing. I swear. Master Wong swears. You said, yeah, it wasn't YouTube that flagged us to get deleted. It was haters. From,
I do
guess
believe
slagging Juan. We were getting death threats from Aikido guys. Someone mass reported us. And here we go. Here's some sense. And you do this every once in a while when we talk. But you are 100% right, Mike. We need to change to not let this shit happen again. It's finding the happy medium. Just need to find our old fans to find us again, and we will be fine.
Yeah, we did.
I got mad at you. I said, in all caps. I rarely type in all caps. That's not how it works. Damn, Joe. You are so stubborn and thick about this stuff. One guy reporting you does not get your channel deleted. Violating community standards and terms of service does. YouTube banned you, not that guy. Also, I'm 99% you are not allowed to create a new channel, but you will argue that with me just like you do with everything else.
Yeah. Dude, I can't stand authority. That's just where me and Brad are the same.
Wait. There's more. My YouTube manager said, you will have to start again, so I'm sure it's fine.
Genuinely did. He was just like, I've never heard of any channel ever. Yes.
Was that the same YouTube manager that you were dealing with the first time you got deleted?
Yeah.
Well, then I wouldn't follow what that person had to say.
She's been working at YouTube for 9 years. That's a fucking crazy thing. She was part of the original setup team in 2011 in the London head office.
So
she
did
knows
my talent
everything.
management. Yeah, all these people told you it was okay.
Yeah.
And you're like, but those.
But they can't deal with an army of Master Wong haters. Or Master Wong himself.
Ugh.
The thing is, a video has to be reported. That's the thing. A video actually does have to be reported. Somebody has to physically click that little button that says report and then go into a drop-down menu and select an option. So that's a person. That's not a flagged algorithm looking for violent videos on YouTube swearing. Someone is physically reporting it.
Sensei Seth says, algorithm disclaimer, in no way am I involved with Fight Perfect or Icy Michael. That's legally binding. LOL. Dude, you're all up in my channel, man. I'm all up in yours. Yeah, so so the second channel.
Yes.
Tell us what happened.
So the second channel we set up on the 8th of December. We hit 4,500 subscribers in the first 2 days, which was pretty good. That was nice to see everybody come back and look for us again. Yeah. And yeah, I re-uploaded some videos. I made some new graphics, made some new intros, had like a disclaimer before every single video. I also had a pre-warning that this video has already been uploaded once from this date, but it's been re-edited to make YouTube friendly. And yeah, the channel was doing really well. It was doing well. Like some of our videos, which I uploaded the second time round, overtook the first time round by 5 times. You know, like a video which I uploaded in July got like 10,000 views. Second time round, it got 50,000 views. So it was like, it was interesting to see how it was working. And then I received an outright email which said, we've received a complaint. Your channel violates terms of service.
Well, let's talk. Yes. Not about the re-uploads.
Yep.
Let's talk about something new.
Mm-hmm.
We did a video last night on the ultimate UK legal weapon, a 16-inch dildo. Brad beat me up with a big, floppy, you-know-what. Police stop you with a baton in the UK, you're going to jail. Stop you with a dildo, then you're just weird.
I stick by that. I think that's fucking hilarious.
Reply... Everyone, let's all read it together. Yep, you're getting deleted for sure. You can't put up a video of Brad beating you with a dildo. Dildos are allowed. Loads of sex toys reviews online. WTF, and then a picture of your YouTube viewing history, I guess.
So
if this is allowed.
Fuck, I typed into YouTube dildo just to see if dildos were on YouTube, and fucking don't go down that rabbit hole. I do not go down that rabbit
so
hole. You might want to go down that
to,
rabbit hole, but no.
You didn't have to type it into YouTube. You just had to type the D, and then it filled in the rest for you from your search history.
Absolutely. Of course, yeah. It came right underneath Mike. Icy Mike and Jay beat each other with stiff metal shafts.
Oh, man. So then something weird happened. Explain this to me, because I was kind of over you.
I can't remember this now. From where are we now?
I was kind of over you by this point, but you kind of intimated that you were going to get the original channel back.
Yeah, well, we did for a day.
But you didn't put it up because you were trying to let everything cool down, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we were waiting for... Yeah, so we got it back on the 15th of January, as I said, and we had to wait until the 23rd of February for all of our previous strikes to be gone, which is why we set it to private. So we got the channel back, instantly set it to private, and me and Brad then were going to spend a month filming new content, restructuring, figuring out what we were going to do, and yeah, kind of go from there. And then it only lasted a day. 24 hours later, the channel was deleted again. So, yeah. And like I said, the screenshots, did I send you the screenshots from YouTube? The emails?
Some things. Yeah, I skipped over a lot of that stuff because, I don't want to share,
Yeah, hang on.
Sharing what me and you said is one thing, but like screenshots of other things is...
Yeah, I know, but... people will be able to read.
Nah, it's not. It's washed out.
Work, yeah.
Read it to us in that beautiful...
read it to us. It says, Hi there, nice and casual and nonchalant. After a review of your account, we can confirm that your YouTube channel is not in violation of our terms of service. As such, we have unsuspended your account. This means your account is once again able and active to operate. If you forgot your password, please click the link below. And that was on Wednesday the 15th at 17:29 in the evening. 24 hours later, on Thursday the 16th at 5:29 in the evening, we get an email. No nice intro on this one. We'd like to inform you we've received a complaint regarding your YouTube channel, Fight Perfect TV. Upon review, we've determined the activity on your account violates our terms of service. As a result, we've terminated your account. Please be aware you are prohibited from accessing, possessing, or creating any other YouTube channels.
I hope they don't consider this accessing another YouTube
channel.
Yeah,
exactly. Well, I've set up another one since then. But obviously not creating content on it. If you would like to appeal the suspension, please submit the form here. And I pretty much wore that button out for the next month.
Yeah. To no avail, though, right?
Well, I'm still in contact with them now. I'm still in contact with Creator Support. The email thread on my Gmail account is ridiculous. It's over 150 separate emails long from people. I've gone through 15 members of Creator Support. Keep getting bounced from left to right. I show them the evidence. I show them that we got the channel back. You've reviewed our channel, said it was good. Why are you now saying it's bad again? And no one can answer that.
Yeah, so...
no one can say, oh, we did it by accident. Or no one can say, yeah, we reviewed it, thought it was good, then re-reviewed it, realized it was bad. No one can give us an answer.
So to a parallel, something that's going on with me right now in regards to my brick and mortar business, the governor's office, a governor here is like, the head of the state.
Yeah.
Our state's basically like the head of your country, because our states are basically like your countries.
Yep.
The governor's like the head of the state, and states are supposed to have lots of rights. So the governor here means a lot. Like he has a lot of control. He can issue executive orders. The governor's issued these executive orders that say my business is closed. The Department of Commerce says that my business is exempt as long as I follow certain instructions. They're saying like two directly contradictory things.
Yeah.
So the question is, do I follow the one that I like the most? Because kind of the governor sort of outranks the Department of Commerce. So I struggle with, so which do I listen to? The easy route is just the obvious routes to listen to the one that what most people do is just listen to the one they like the best. Whoa, I can open again? The Department of Commerce said I could. Hey, why would they say I could if I couldn't?
If you had that in writing and the police turned up because they'd had a report that you'd been open and you went,
yeah,
here's this, that's irrefutable
they would probably
evidence.
Well, I wouldn't say irrefutable evidence because as a police officer, do you know how many people I arrested for doing things that other police officers told them it was okay to do?
But there's a difference between police officers and, like you said, the Central Commerce.
Right. But I know from working in government that somebody's wrong. Obviously, if they're saying contradictory things, somebody's wrong or somebody's unclear. So what would probably happen in that case is if the police came and said, hey, we got a complaint that you're operating and you're supposed to be shut down, I'd show them that and they go, okay, well, let's close down until we figure it out. That's usually how it goes around here. Like they wouldn't
they got to be middle of the road, haven't they?
Right. They would just say, okay, well, let's figure this out.
In reality, if you then try to argue your point, you probably get shot. That tends to be how it works in the US as well.
Because that's how it works.
It is. More people get killed disobeying police officers than the death penalty, don't they? Is that just a fact? Guys can wait 25 years on death row, or you can argue with a cop during a traffic stop.
Well, so first of all, this is a deep rabbit hole. You know what I mean? And one of the fundamental, like we've talked before, one of the things you fundamentally have to understand if we're getting into like Americans and British people, the people are different. The countries are different, the people are different, everything's different.
Unless you've met Brad.
Yeah, Brad's pretty American.
Fucking same.
Death row does take forever.
Mm-hmm.
Death row is like people live on death row for a long time. People live longer on death row than they do in a lot of other circumstances.
Tell a cop he's wrong or try and fight back. Just arrest. So,
first of all, 20 people told me I was wrong and argued with me and resisted me every single day for 8 years.
Mm-hmm. We never shot
him. I shot no.
Maybe you're a nice guy.
Well, no, what I'm saying is, but if I had, you would have heard about it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's the only thing I'll say. So statistically, I don't know that anyone has real statistics because they can be manipulated. Mm-hmm. The police departments would create statistics that would make you think, everything's fine. And the alarmists would skew the statistics to make it be like, oh my God, if you walk out your door, you're going to get shot by a cop who's mad at you, you know? But, what is that? Oh, there is a poor network connection.
Yeah, I got it back.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's that. Here we go. And now you're jumping around on the screen.
I've got you.
Now you're jumping around on the screen.
That's right, I've got you.
Okay. Let me get you back.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's take some
comments. Yeah.
Questions from the chat. Yeah. Let me catch you up on the chat since you haven't got to talk to these people in a while.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for that. Comments. It's gonna be like seeing an old school friend after 10 years. Like, oh yeah, I remember you.
Yeah. Do you remember that girl you really liked? Yeah, I married her.
Yeah. I'm surprised. Hang on, let me see if he is in there. I'm sure he is. Our old friend Renz Davis. He's bound to be in the chat. He's a good guy. Does Renz bother you in yours?
Yeah, he does.
Every day.
Renz is like my little brother, and he has the exact same injury as me. So.
Yeah, I know he does. Yeah, he busted his arm, didn't
he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sensei Seth, next Street Beast, Icy Mike versus the Commerce. Seth Batterman says, I'm going to get Sensei Seth shut down for abusing water bottles. I identify as a water bottle. I'm highly offended. If you have any questions for Fight Perfect, throw them in the comments. This might be your only chance to ever talk to him again. Also, it might be your only chance to ever talk to me again.
Yeah.
Because
everyone report these videos.
Pull me down.
Let's see what happens. Everyone report a perfectly good video of Mike's, and let's see if he gets banned. Let's see if the message is. Let's see if YouTube is as corrupt as we think. Joe, what about making an OnlyFans account? Sneaky, sell some pictures of me toes.
Yeah.
OnlyFans actually got a pretty good server rate. It's actually not that bad. Obviously, I'm a photographer by trade. That is one of the things which I do is help people with their OnlyFans accounts.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've seen some of your portfolio is sort of like I guess you'd call it
porn,
boudoir.
No, there's some pretty hardcore stuff. Yeah.
No, well, I haven't. I mean, on your Instagram, I see like
you won't see the other stuff.
Erotic modeling sort of thing, like not hardcore.
No. That's for the OnlyFans pages.
Yeah, that's interesting. You actually photograph that stuff? You do that stuff?
Yeah, I have done. Makes good money, so why not?
Yeah. Dirt Diver wants to know, who was the Aikido guy giving death threats to Fight Perfect?
Oh, we had
It
several.
probably wasn't.
We had several.
Well, it wasn't anybody. It was nobody's, because I
Yeah,
get
yeah,
those
yeah.
too. I get death threats too. So without us bringing out anyone in particular, I can just tell you, like Rokas didn't give me death threats for doing an impression of him.
No.
You know, he messaged me and was like, "Hey, that was pretty cool. Can we collaborate and do some stuff together?" You know, that's how.
Rokas
like,
is cool though. Rokas is how I wish every traditional martial artist kind of was to an extent, because Rokas took up Aikido because he wanted to learn how to fight. Not because he was doing it because it was like, oh, I like to look like the guys in the movies and do kung fu or something or other.
Yeah,
he did it because he thought
just,
it was the best form of martial arts. And when he realized it wasn't, he fought. Yeah.
What happened to the Twitch account you set up?
I hate Twitch. I think it's the worst platform ever. It's absolutely terrible. The fact that you have to stream like 30 times in a row before you can upload a video, I just think it's ridiculous. It's literally like holding people hostage to the platform. And yeah, I didn't like how it was set up. I wasn't a fan.
Holding people hostage, except for the whole part where you got to choose not to use it anymore.
Yeah, but if you wanted to use it, you had to use it like religiously before they would even allow you the basic principle of what you would do on any other video platform, which is upload a video. And it didn't work for what we were doing. For it was all gamers. And there was a section called Just Talking, which is what we had to be under, and I didn't like that.
You didn't feel like you fit in over there.
No.
The Ursidae, is that Latin for bear some kind of way? The Ursidae pugilist, the bear fighter, the bear boxer, bear puncher. I don't know. Great with the super chat for Fight Perfect. Says great content. You guys have some Great content. You guys have some dosh. Survived the Kung Flu. Dosh? What's some dosh?
I'll have some
Thank
money.
You so much.
Have some money, and yes, so dosh is money.
Oh, is that? Oh, is that British?
Yeah, that's a slang. Yeah.
Is he speaking British?
Proper old school. I would never say.
Proto Man says YouTube allows binge-eating pigs that self-harm like Nikado Avocado, but take down actual self-defense and informational combat channels. It's a joke. What's a joke? Thank you so much for the super chat, Proto Man. But what is the joke? What do you do? You think? This is what I want to know, and it's not impossible. I'm not saying that it's ridiculous, but I want to make sure you understand. You guys that say Ibrahim Cahill said, "What happened with free speech? I still have it. I can still say whatever I want. They can just turn this off if they want to, but I can still say it. That's freedom of speech."
Yeah.
The idea that YouTube is screwing up when they do this stuff, that's a thing that I want to address, because first of all, you might feel that way. You feel that way, you know?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people in the chat feel that way. I don't necessarily feel that way.
Well, in case the YouTuber watching. The god of YouTube.
Hey, lizard people, Illuminati, you know, Oprah, please listen very carefully. I see no problem currently, though. Chip, my friend earlier, brought up a good point. Like when something is so like basically, if you want to do online video content, you're sort of required. You could argue that YouTube's the only game in town, you know?
Yeah.
But if you say that YouTube is doing the wrong thing, what you are saying, and this is not impossible, you're saying that they are intentionally doing things that cost them money, because money is how the world goes round, you know?
But at the same time, the money we were making them was so small that we were nothing. We were a fly on their windshield.
So if they decided that getting rid of you was cheaper than keeping you, you know, that's what they'll do. It's just a business decision.
I don't even think it's even a business decision. I think they genuinely get so big they just couldn't even give a shit. They couldn't care.
Right.
They deleted, and well, you know when they did the when they did the adult child content thing.
Yes. You didn't understand that either. I skipped over that whole thing for time, but you didn't.
But do you know how many accounts they deleted because of that whole situation?
During that time, they were also deleting dormant accounts.
But do you know how many dormant accounts and small accounts they did delete?
No, I don't. You told me it was like 170,000 or something.
It ended up being 9 million.
9 million. Okay, that was off.
9 million accounts they deleted. And some of them, if you're like, I was obviously on Twitter at the time because obviously I was tweeting them and trying to get through it. Their Twitter was probably doing 100 tweets a minute from people saying my channel's just been deleted for no reason. Like 24/7, 100 plus tweets incoming every minute from people saying my channel's been deleted for no reason.
Gizmo of Shaolin says, I don't care what YouTube says or anything. Fight Perfect deserves to come back. Deserves to come back.
Yeah, I think we did. I think we put in a lot of effort into their platform. For what we did wrong, I think that there are a lot worse things online which are worse than us. Things way more violent, that's for sure. Way more violent than us.
Right. So the moral of the story
what we got done for was violent content, which means
it can mean anything.
Yeah.
So when something can mean anything, it means nothing.
Oh, if I slapped my brother in front of my mum, she'd think I was an absolute violent asshole. But if I slapped him in front of Brad, he'd go, "Well, you're going to punch him in the face then."
Yeah, he deserved it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
You deserve it. Well, that's just part of it. That's just what we do. But yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, maybe we're detuned to violence. Maybe some people find the UFC so vulgar and but they have to allow the UFC because they obviously pay into the system. There are some channels which just like my parents can't watch the UFC. They find it the most brutal, disgusting, bloodthirsty thing there is. Maybe we're just so used to it.
I am actually uncomfortable with the idea of watching Ferguson versus Gaethje this weekend.
Really?
Because yes,
I'm gonna have the Kleenex ready, mate. I'm buzzing for it.
Well, listen. I think, and I'm different. I'm older, and than I used to be, and I've talked about. Me and Seth recently talked about bare knuckle MMA and what we thought about, and I was like,
Brad wants to go bare knuckle. Brad wants to go bare knuckle.
I wouldn't like to watch. Like, I'm not bloodthirsty anymore. Ferguson versus Gaethje is gonna be a bloodbath for sure.
Absolutely.
If at the end one of them is hoisted up in front of tens of thousands of screaming bloodthirsty fans, that's a different vibe than in a quiet room with no crowd there, no audience. That's gonna feel. I think it's gonna feel.
It's almost
awkward.
like filming a snuff movie. It's gonna be.
It's too. Like I need people cheering to know that it's okay. You know, I need that herd immunity, that herd mentality. Like if everyone's okay with this, I'm okay with it. But if it's just me.
Did you see the last UFC event which they did in private doors? It was the last one they did. There was no crowd there at all. Did you see any of it or not?
No, I watched some of the ONE FC stuff that was done like that and didn't like it.
So Michael Bisping was doing the ring announcing, like the Joe Rogan role, and he went into the ring afterwards to do the obviously to do the fighter interview. And he went, "Okay, thanks. Everybody give it up for." And he just stood there and shook his head, shut his eyes, like, "What the fuck did I just say?" And then walked out the ring. I thought that was so funny. He literally went, "What the fuck did I say that for?" Like crickets, nobody in the audience. Everybody give it up for him, yeah. So funny. Well, there was a super chat just came through with a question, I think. Okay.
Never thought about releasing. Oh, I thought about releasing a DVD.
Dead media much? Jesus Christ! Spend 100 grand getting the media out for like 5 people to buy it. I think I would have more chance with OnlyFans. Yeah,
you definitely would.
But there is actually a new version of OnlyFans, which isn't just going to be tits and ass. It's called Just Fans, which is for like the likes of photographers who want to do seminars and things like that. It's a bit like Patreon, but they have their own server. So it's not upload to YouTube to get it onto their like Patreon is.
There are already
alternatives.
Tons of platforms for releasing paid content. You know what I mean? Proto Man, be honest, Mike. Oh, we'll get to that in a second. Let me stay with Joe here a second. There are lots of platforms for releasing paid courses. The problem is that YouTube is one of the best ways to then promote those.
Yeah.
So it's like if no one knows you exist. Now, Fight Perfect is still on Instagram. Sensei Seth asked about starting a Facebook page.
There's no money in Facebook. It's not about greed. It's not about being greedy, but obviously there is a monetary drive behind it, and Facebook is the worst.
So about making money, sometimes we're going to talk about making money here, and especially on my new channel, I've gone over this, but just real quick, we don't do this for the money, but we need the money to do
Exactly.
it. If that just makes sense. Like I don't do this because I like making money. I do like making money. Money. But I had to, if I wasn't making money doing this, I would have to go work at Pepsi or work at UPS or like, go work a worky job. Proto Man said, "Be honest, Mike. How much fun was fighting Ninja Ron?"
Which one was Ninja Ron? Which fight was that? Was that the one at night, or was that the
one with the big rotund gentleman in the ninja boots? The very first one.
I can't remember which one's which.
The one that started it all. He's the one, he never threw a punch. I knocked him out with a left hook and then chose not to kill him with the uppercut. And there was the Mexican band playing in the background.
I think I probably have seen it, yeah.
Yeah.
I would love for something like that to be around here. I mentioned it to Brad, and he goes, "The problem is, mate, the only people I know are fighters, and it just becomes like an unsanctioned bloodbath for like semi-professional MMA fighters." I was like, well, that's kind of what Street Beefs is. Like, everyone that goes in there is been training. They've all been training.
Now, it didn't used to be that way, but now...
Like, I've drank a fifth of vodka and I want to go fucking fight in a car park. Whereas now, people are, like, proper geared up for it.
If you watch some of the recent fights, like, people talk trash about Street Beefs. If you watch some of their recent, like, especially... They're getting better. The quality of the fights are getting way better. So it was not fun. It was scary. I was uncomfortable, and I regret doing it. If that answers your question.
Because you beat the shit out of him so easily, or because
it didn't do what I thought it would do. And this brings us kind of full circle back to your situation. that came from me exposing this guy. He was selling books and selling DVDs and putting out YouTube videos of his martial arts training, and I was like, this is bollocks, mate. Yeah. I was like, this is garbage. And he was like, no, it's not. And I said, yes, it is. And we did that thing for a while. And he's like, fight me, bro. And I'm like, okay.
Really? And that was going to enjoy that. I'm sorry, but we had a troll Tai Chi tube, and I want to fuck that guy up. I want to fucking smash him up. I really do. I want to like put my foot across his face and then be like, now for a cheat ball.
That's the thing is I didn't feel that way because I'm not an angry person.
Yeah, you're too nice.
I'm not an angry person. It's funny, people hear me talk and think, oh, he's an angry little man, but I'm actually
I would say the exact opposite. I would say the exact opposite. Whereas if you were to, like, obviously I know you've met thousands of people who are aggressive, nasty bastards.
Yeah.
Whereas one day when you meet Brad, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to say there's nobody like him. The guy gets excited about the idea of breaking people's bones.
Yeah.
He's a fucking psychopath. I love the pieces, but he's a little bit dark, is old Brad.
Yeah. So, the Mark Suarez with the super chat, thank you for Fight Perfect. If your following is big enough, can you regard YouTube as just a platform to jump off and start your own website?
Yes.
Not being snide, looking at it as an approach your own, you control it.
You can do, absolutely. Like, I was talking to Nick DeRosas about this. He makes more money from his private classes on his website than obviously he does from his YouTube channel. He gets no views on his YouTube channel. He slags off YouTube now. He's like, YouTuber shadow banning me again. It's like, why did you like tickle that guy's face too much? I can't. I like Nick. If ever you do get the chance to watch this, mate, you're a cool dude. But I'm sorry, but fingering people's eye holes when they're not fighting back is all good and well, but
no,
doesn't always work. But he says he pushes everyone to his website.
Yes, so you can. It just sort of depends. If your YouTube channel is very, very popular, right? So the thing is, if your YouTube channel is not popular, and you have a core rabid fan base that will consume content outside the platform, getting people typically, getting people to pay for something as an online influencer, you're looking at like 1% conversion. So like 1% of your audience will buy whatever.
1% for you, that'd be 1,000+ people. So if they were paying $10 a month for an online class, you'd be making $120,000 a year just from your website. That's at 1%. It's less than 1%, bro. Way less.
No. That's if you have with your rabid fan base. But if you are doing well on YouTube, which this sounds funny. This is going to sound weird. If you have 5,000 subscribers and your videos do 500 views, right? Those 500 people, whoever's watching you when you're that size, loves you,
Yeah.
right? If you have 1 million subscribers and hundreds of thousands of views, right? That's all hitter. Like, a lot of my views are people not even subscribed. The
Wish they
videos are
were.
just popular.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's the how attached is that subscriber? So some guys can make more selling courses than they can on YouTube because the people that do like them very much. It's sort of like bald guys. Most women don't like bald guys, but the women that do like bald guys really like bald guys. So some of those YouTubers that maybe their YouTube videos aren't super popular, the people that do like them really like them. The people that like me just kind of like me.
Yeah. The thing is with a private website as well is creating content is hard. Like, you know what it's like making content from concept to execution to the editing style of it, and then
Way
obviously
harder
how
than it
you
looks.
present the video is way harder than it looks. And to do that in a context which is buyable is even harder because you have to do you do it as just a free-for-all content like a YouTube channel where people could just binge watch lots of videos, or do you do it as a step-by-step video which you have to watch 5 times till you grasp just the concept of that one video, and then the next level? So you do it in like a stages, like a Gracie University style. So you have to film it like a teacher, and that takes even longer to plan. You could spend 6 months just in prep and planning just of what you're going to do on your syllabus, and then you think, okay, well, I want to do a printout pamphlet of the syllabus.
If you're ethical.
Exactly. If you want to do it properly. And why do anything half-assed? If you're going to do it, you do it properly. So I said this to Brad, and he was just like, he's not in it. His brain just cannot be asked. He's done way too many disco biscuits and drunk way too much cider, and his brain just doesn't function like that. he's like, dude, that sounds like homework. That's not fun. He's like, well, that's what it takes, man. If you want to make this work, we're going to have to put the fucking hours in. And he'd rather drink cider and punch people.
Yeah.
And the thing is, as I can fight and I can film, but as you know, doing anything on your own is very difficult. And as good as I am, I don't ever do technique videos, and that's purely because of my respect for Brad. It's like, I'm sure if you had Hard to Hurt and say Jay was actually Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, would you be teaching Steve the videos?
No.
Absolutely. Imagine if Steve was a 225-pound half drunk hillbilly.
Right.
You've got to rely on that fucker to turn up.
We call him hard to manage.
Yeah, literally, that's what it is. If you saw the text chain from me and Brad this morning, it was just like, where the fuck are you? And he's like, oh man, I thought it was tomorrow. It's like, what do you mean you thought it was tomorrow? I messaged you yesterday saying, are you up for doing something tomorrow? Yeah. And he thought that meant 2 days' time.
Well, in all fairness, you were messaging me at 8 a.m. this morning about our 10 a.m. meeting, cussing me out, asking me where I was.
Hey, did I send you a screenshot, though, which said that you were 4 hours behind me?
Yeah. Well, it says Eastern is 4 hours behind Greenwich Mean Time. Yeah. But we're 5 hours behind you.
So which time zone are you in?
I'm in the Eastern Daylight Time.
Okay.
It has something to do with daylight savings because we observe daylight savings here. I don't know.
Yes, we do here as well. But that was like the current time zone, and it said you were 4 hours behind. So I was like, motherfucker, I'm sat here at 2 o'clock and he's not here.
Sensei Seth.
Oh my God, he's paying for stuff now. He's so desperate for us to answer the questions.
No,
he's got that Instagram money, baby.
Sensei Seth has been saying that he's not associated with Icy Mike or Fight Perfect about every 30 seconds for the past hour.
But now
here's what's funny. Here's what's funny, buddy.
Show it.
Here's what's funny, Seth. If they get me, they're coming for you next.
Yeah.
The gentleman did bring up a good point that I only say all this, and I'd be singing a different tune if it was me. I will say this. While I think that you handled pre-deletion poorly, I think you handled post-deletion insanely well, like a champ, because I can tell you this.
Oh, I didn't fly off the handle and start punching walls.
I can tell you this for a fact, that if that happened to me, I would not handle it a tenth as well as you did.
I don't know if that's just because I'm financially stable as it is.
And I am not.
I'm in a very fortunate position. Like I've had a very successful business now for 7, 8 years. My fiance, as I said, is like she's only like 30,000 subscribers ahead of you, but the fact that
Her niche is different.
she's so highly monetized, it's disgusting. It is sickening.
Yeah.
How much
when you do beauty,
people just throw money at her. It's disgusting. She got sent a teeth whitening kit the other day to use or to not use, as well as £5,000.
yeah.
So where's the logic in that?
Beauty, well, because here we go, back in another big circle. Here's the logic in it, because beauty and tech make more money.
Yeah.
So beauty and tech have more money to spend on influencer marketing.
Like how many products do you have on your affiliate system? Like you've got obviously your torches, a couple of like your fight gear, your rev gear stuff, like
the weapons, all the weapons
stuff as well.
Yeah.
Like money wise, are they bringing you in a revenue daily, or is it?
Affiliate marketing probably makes up between 30 and 40% of what I do. And now for you kids at home, that is insanely high in my niche.
Yeah.
That is insanely high. Joe's staring at me like, do what, mate?
I want figures. This is the thing. I am very open when it comes to figures.
Yeah.
Like some people are like money, taboo, man. We don't talk about money.
Right.
For me, I do not give a shit. Money, I want to make videos this is how much money I make or I made during YouTube, because people want to know the information.
Well, I'm going to do that. Excellent segue. If you're not subscribed to my other channel, I'm going to be doing that very soon, where I'm going to reveal how I made a living on YouTube, how I make a living through affiliate marketing, and why not only is my CPM, because my CPM, Joe, is way higher than the average for this niche.
Yeah.
My affiliate marketing
do you know what your CPM figure is, like offhand?
Usually around $6.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really good. We were on 1.1.
Right.
Yeah.
So here's the key. Quick little secret for you aspiring YouTubers. If you're an aspiring YouTuber,
well,
let me know.
That's funny though, because like, do you use Social Blade as well or not? Have you heard of Social Blade?
No.
Mate, you need to use it. So Social Blade is all of the background analytics of every single.
Oh, I've looked at it. I've looked at it. I've looked up I've looked up other people to kind of see. I don't think it's very accurate.
No, but it's not. But it gives you the highest and the lowest. And I checked yours out, and if you're saying you're at 6, then you're double what?
Double.
Yeah.
Double usually. So
if you're on that much, though, because you did 1.8 million views in this month, last month, like in the last 30 days, you've done 1.8 million views. So if you're at $6 on the CPM,
that's 6 CPMs monetized views, not total views. So
okay, well, how many videos got demonetized then?
No. So the CPM is cost per milli, and that is per 1,000 monetized views. Yeah. That means views where someone saw an ad for more than 30 seconds.
Okay.
So that's not every view.
Is it not? I thought it was every view.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually, that figure's lower.
Okay. So it's pretty closer to than what it was showing on Social Blade.
I'm not sure what I'm showing on Social Blade.
1.2 to 4.8.
As a CPM?
No, 1,000.
Oh, dollars?
Dollars.
Somewhere in there. Yeah. I'm gonna do
so,
a deep dive.
When it comes to money, I'm just like, fuck it, I don't care.
No, it's not that I'm ashamed of it, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. No. And I'm actually trying to, on the other channel, undemonize the idea of content creators making money, because there's a big fear. What a lot of people that do this do is they're afraid that if the people that support us find out
we're making money, they won't watch us.
doing.
Yeah. Oh, it's really stupid. Because then they love but then they love when you get a new gym because you've done so well. Like when Stephen Wonder Boy got his because he won his fight.
That's a little different. Yeah.
Won 270 grand. But if in a year's time where he's doing 6 million views a month on average, he turns around and goes, I've just bought myself a brand new Lamborghini, here's my new house, and here's my extra huge gym. You go, fuck me, man, fair play. And I'm still watching the video of you telling us there's more cool stuff you bought. And I'll carry on watching the other videos because it helps. Yeah. Or maybe I'm just one of those rare type which don't get jealous. I don't get jealous in the slightest. I see success as fucking hands high to you, my friend. Hands high.
Yeah, I think I think if we can remove that stigma,
Yeah.
I actually think, because what'll happen is on this other channel, I'm going to be like basically giving you the roadmap. Why is my CPM higher? Why do brands hit me up more? Why do more people, like, my sub to view ratio is so high? Like, how did I do all that? It was all intentional. Like, I seem like this, like, fuck, I'm just like doing whatever I want, but like
It might
I'm
look like
doing it.
that, but it's
I'm doing everything on purpose.
absolutely.
I'll tell you the quick secret, Joe, and this might help you in your future online endeavors and any of you guys watching. The short version is when I was deciding how to run my channel, I did not look at other channels in my niche. I looked at beauty and I looked at tech and I saw how they did their channels, and I just do that.
Yeah.
But I just do it about boxing, kickboxing, MMA, self-defense, fitness.
That was kind of what I wanted to do, but the very first couple of videos we did, I got bored of them. I got bored of my own content. I was like, I'm not interested in that. Which is then obviously I then tried to make it more fun, and then it was just basically me and Brad having a laugh.
It's hard to balance.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's hard to balance.
And at the end of the day, it kind of just became me and one of my best mates just having fun and laughing and enjoying ourselves. And if people laughed along with us, that was great.
Which is an excellent type of content. And people do value that. And if people can get something from it, the problem was you just didn't play by the rules.
No, exactly. 100%. But yeah, I definitely think that we took it. Well, I took it well. Brad, not so much. Obviously, for me, I had other income coming in. I would have loved for this to have been a career and gone on and made tens of thousands of pounds a month and done whatever it could have potentially done further down the line. But I'm not that bothered. Like,
well, it's good to hear.
I'm quite enjoying not making videos. I miss making videos, admittedly, but I also miss not going, shit, I need to have a video up on Tuesday morning at fucking 11 in the afternoon. I've got to have another one ready by Thursday. Oh, I can't go to Brad because he's piss-ass drunk, or he's got work that day, or he's off training and I can't film with him or whatever. Because I didn't enjoy filming on my own because, like I said...
It sucks. It sucks.
I was the Joe Rogan to the main commentary.
Right.
You stuck Joe Rogan in the commentary booth on his own, he'd be a pretty terrible commentator.
Yeah,
it would just be minutes of
one guy.
He'd just be screaming at himself.
Right.
That's pretty much what it was. So it needed me to like talk through what was going to happen, and then Brad to actually do it.
This is interesting. Matt Howe asks, do you think there's a connection between Fight Perfect's comedic style plus the violence that may have attracted comedy fans who got shocked by the violence in the videos that they found?
But we weren't ever like comedy. We might have been there, but yeah.
I think it's exactly the opposite.
Well, you think fans got fed up with the comedy?
Right. That's what happened. So Matt was on the right track. What happened is your content
affected people rather than shocked people.
Right. What it did is it was spread and it was disseminated to people in the martial arts, the niche of this.
The martial artists, like everyone that bows before class and
who historically have poor senses of humor.
Yeah.
So I think it was the opposite that happened.
Although I did laugh at your and Jesse Encamp's video the other day. I thought that was quite funny. Watching you trying to do katas was quite hilarious.
I thought I did pretty good. He said I learned it very fast.
I think it's just something about your short, white, pasty legs.
Yeah.
A little pair of Muay Thai.
Dude, it looks ridiculous because I'm not in a gi. If I was in a gi, it would look...
You don't get the noise. You don't get that...
Yeah.
You don't get that shirt noise of a gi moving.
So Craig Ross, I like the way he put it. Young guys looking for a fight don't buy things after watching YouTube. People with jobs who are frightened of being beaten up do. Mike's affable. Joe seems aggressive. There's how the money goes.
Yeah.
That sums it up pretty. I said, I think, I don't have it in the chat, but I said, Joe, here's the difference between me and you. And here's the difference between Wong and you. Me and Master Wong.
But Wong's hyper aggressive, so.
Well, but seems harmless.
Yeah, right? It moves as shit.
That's not why, Joe.
Aggression with a really bad technique.
It's a combination of his objectively brilliant comedic timing right? He's a brilliant entertainer.
I
You
don't know.
guys have said,
I've seen through that now. I've seen through
But-
it, and there's only so many times you can say "rip your mama's titties off" or "you get punched in the face, your wife not find you pretty no more." It's like, how many
Here's-
times are you gonna say that?
I'll tell you exactly how many times you can say that.
2.5 million times.
However many times he has said it, because it's
Yeah.
working.
Mm.
When you
He gets a
When you
lot of
look-
dislikes on his videos, though.
Right, but we are lovable scamps is the way I like to put it. You know, like harmless.
Yeah,
Lovable
Wongi is harmless.
scamps.
He couldn't actually fucking hurt a fly.
You guys, see, this is why. This is why, Joe.
I'm being an antagonist now. on purpose.
I couldn't script this better.
Yeah.
If you were curious, I said I would tell the people what really happened to Fight Perfect. Now you see. You
Yeah.
see what really happened to Fight Perfect. He can't help himself. He can't.
Yeah,
He's
Wong
true
needs
to
a good
himself.
kicking. He needs someone to go.
No,
I grab
he
your wrist
doesn't.
like this, and someone
He
just goes, fucking have some
doesn't.
of that, you prick.
He doesn't. He needs to
Does.
enjoy the benefits of a free market. Free, you know.
I know, but
It's
would it like what happened with Rokas? Would getting his ass kicked realize that everything he knows is bullshit?
no. No,
Because
no,
I
no,
think
no.
we've
First of
had
all,
this
I'm not saying.
conversation before,
Listen,
though, as
you're
well.
putting words in my mouth. You're asking me a question that requires me to say something that I don't necessarily believe or am willing to say. Most of the guys that would get beat, and I don't see you say that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that. Like, I think Wong can fight.
Yeah.
I
I know, but
think
if he came up
Wong-
against someone that wasn't going to attack them in a normal way, like I had this video planned with my fiance where we were going to do how people think you're going to get attacked versus the reality of an attack. And I think that would have been a massive video. And I think that was something which obviously we got deplatformed and everything. But, you know, what they say, oh, guy comes up behind you and puts you in a bear hug, stamp on his foot, headbutt him, spin out, you know, palm to the face and that kind of stuff. It doesn't work like that in reality. And it doesn't.
Yeah.
Whereas if the guy just grabs you, shovels you, lifts you up, slams you on your head, mounts you, and beats the
Yeah.
fuck out of you,
Yeah.
you can't defend that. You can't defend
Right.
it. So teaching what you can never find or never
But
attempt.
most people, this is crazy. People don't think this. And this is one thing. This is why a lot of you people, Joe, and anyone listening, why you people need to get over this somebody needing their ass kicked thing, or somebody, if they just got their ass kicked, then they would learn, or someone needs to show
I think it's
them, or blah,
massively
blah, blah.
enlightening getting your ass kicked, though.
You think
Massively
that.
enlightening. I think it is.
They don't think that. Look at how many times, look at the most recent Aikido guy versus Jiu-Jitsu guy. Look at what happened with Ninja Ron. Look what happened with every single time one of these guys dojo storms or one of these things happens. The guys that think this stuff immediately start making excuses. They immediately start explaining themselves. That's what made Rokas so special, is he was the first one, and to this date, the only one that ever happened to, and he was like, damn, I need to adjust my strategy. Because the people who are capable of critically thinking like that typically don't end up thinking a bunch of like bunk stuff.
No, but no, that's the thing. But they are the ones who believe in that bunk stuff in the first place. Someone that goes in watching, going, "Oh, Bruce Lee, best fighter ever." He's like, he's not a fighter. He was a fuck. It's like people say best fighter. It's like the guy read off of scripts. The stuff he said in films wasn't even his words.
Right.
They weren't even his words. The moves weren't his. He had a stunt double doing his moves for him, and you say he's the best fighter ever.
So we're gonna end on this.
Okay.
Those of you in the comments and Joe himself who take issue with these booty techniques and these bunk techniques and these garbage techniques or what they think is garbage techniques, which is like, it's all subject. Like, my opinion is if you're not seeing it happen in combat sports, it's unlikely to happen in longer fights. I do think that the barrier for entry into effective self-defense is lower than the barrier for entry into combat sport. Like, it's easier
100%.
to beat up somebody.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The argument usually between the combat sport trained community and the self-defense community is like how much, you know, like I do think that most combat sport martial artists, I do think they think too highly of their techniques. And they don't realize exactly how easy it is to fight somebody that doesn't know how to fight, because they spend their whole day
fighting fighters.
Right. So like you could take a you could take a person and in an afternoon, like give them a very crappy sprawl, and they would be able to stop an untrained attacker's tackle with where they tackle and their head is lower than their butt. It's very easy to sprawl on that dude.
Yeah.
To learn to sprawl on a wrestler, we'd have to rewind that, slow it down, and get every detail right, and it would take like months.
Speed it up, and then speed it up,
and that takes months.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I think that is one little disconnect. But here's the big disconnect, and we've talked about YouTube, we've talked about money, we've talked about Fight Perfect, we've talked about BS martial arts techniques, we've talked about exposing Bullshido and McDojos. Here's the real disconnect that everyone on this side has from this side, and right in between those two sides is reality. Joe, you can answer this question.
Yes.
When you made a video that was you just doing crazy stuff and goofy stuff and laughing and having a good time, and y'all were just talking trash and hitting each other with dildos and just doing all kinds of wild stuff, those videos perform pretty well, right?
Yeah, not too bad.
Right?
Better than our techniques.
When you made a video of an awesome technique, proven in sport, proven in combat, proven in the ring, in the cage, in sparring, and in competition, when you made an awesome video breaking down details of important techniques that someone could really learn from, and if they wanted to learn martial arts, could extract real value from, right? How did those videos perform?
It was very hit and miss.
Yeah. So if you got one group of guys making those videos that are hit and miss, and you got another group of guys making only videos that perform very well, who's the idiot?
Well, no, the videos of people doing bullshit techniques, so they're doing the same as what we were doing, a technique video. They're not doing it in a fun and banterous way. They're just doing a shit technique and making money out of it that way around. It's not.
And the videos were performing.
Yeah, but it's the same way in the way that a Bruce Lee movie is highly popular, whereas an MMA film isn't that popular, because an MMA is a fan base. And Kung Fu is film base.
So if you view YouTube as a learning repository, and the goal is
I use it as
learn. Yeah, I do too. I've learned a lot from YouTube. If you think that that's what it is, then I could see you taking issue with these other videos. But if you view it for what the vast majority of people think it is, which is an entertainment venue, then the videos that entertain them, you don't get to decide whether a video entertains me or not.
Yeah.
Whether I can get value from it.
But if it was, hi, I'm Icy Mike, welcome back to today's tutorial lesson, and today we're going to teach someone to stick their thumb in a nose to defend against a rear naked choke, you'd be like, what the fuck? I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
People would go, mate, this doesn't work. This is bullshit. And you go, oh, I just did it for a laugh. It was fun. It's like,
well, some of them are laughing their way to the bank.
Yeah, but the people which think that it's real, because you got to remember, like, so we used to go through Master Wong's comments. That was one of our main ways we would find things to comment on. And it was kids saying, young kids, and they were just trying to like posture, if you get the idea, like trying to suck up the Master Wong by making up a story. Like, I used this on my bullies and they never touched me ever again. And
those are weird comments. You know that didn't happen.
Know that it didn't happen, but you also know that behind it is some really, really sad, alone 14-year-old kid that's being bullied that wishes that would happen so that he could actually say that to Master Wong. So he just projects it preemptively.
Right. So, but if he gets something from that,
and if he actually gets grabbed by one of his bullies at school and he attempts a bad technique, and the bully realizes he's trying to fight back but can't do it properly, that kid's going to get his ass kicked even more. It's like someone goes to grab you, Mike, and you go for a wrist lock, and they instantly pull their hand back and go, did you just try and grab my hand? And suddenly you're about to get punched in the fucking face because you tried a wrist lock, which would never work.
Right.
So you've gone from watching a shitload of Aikido-based self-defense videos.
And you think.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is,
if we can take 1% of the people away from that and give them a chance at fighting back, that was what we were aiming to do. Take 1% of that demographic away who watch people's videos and go, hand on the shoulder, twist the wrist, bend them around, put their head on the floor, smear their face in dog shit, and instead go, fuck off my fucking hand and
tell them the right
deliver them properly and put them on their fucking ass with a proper punch, and then that was enough for us. That's what people said to us, is that we were just implying that mentality rather than here's a technique, use this technique, which will work, because it won't work. A technique from an untrained person will not work. What will work is raw aggression and a mindset.
Being strong, grip strength, punching,
and actually trying to fucking win a fight, not hold a guy in submission and tell them, "Are you done yet?" Because that's not going to fucking work, and it won't work.
Yeah.
And that's what we did with Massa Wong. That was the angle we were purely getting at. So the argument of he makes more money, this, that, and the other, but he also has thousands of people in his comment section saying this is bullshit. But all those people have still come along. They've come along for the comedy value and then gone, this is bullshit. Fair enough. And he's making the money out of it. Fair enough. But inside those comments, there'll be one kid who thinks it's real. And that's enough.
And you know what's funny? It's funny to hear you say that, because a lot of people wouldn't think that from consuming your content, would think that that's like your aim. But your aim...
That was all we were trying to do. That's what me and Brad always said from the off. If we could teach one person to fight properly...
Worth it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Worth it. And a lot of people don't realize this about YouTubers and about social media influencers. And we talked about it Wednesday night on the podcast. I said my top 3 priorities in making YouTube videos was 1, to help people. 2, to improve myself. And 3, to have fun.
Yeah, that was literally where we were as well. That was where we were when we were started. The problem is, Brad is this incredibly talented fighter. But outside of a cage, he's a aggressive psychopath.
Well, like I said, talent.
That kid is incredibly talented inside the rules of MMA. Outside of the rules, you say, okay, Brad, no rules. He'll literally bite your face off. He will not. He's fucking. He's horrendous. He starts thinking movies. He starts thinking, I'm going to curb stomp you, and I'm going to fucking like split you in half, and I'm going to go like. He's a scary motherfucker.
Well, that's the common thread among all people who are extremely talented in any of the arts. The people who have the most look at the most talented musicians, the most talented singers and dancers, the most talented actors. They always end up being the kookiest and craziest.
Yeah.
So the people who are the most talented in the artistic side of violence likely have some problems on the other side too.
Unless their training in martial arts came from a discipline of martial arts.
Well, so no,
so like I can't imagine Wonder Boy goes down the pub on a Friday night and starts kicking the fuck out of people. Whereas Brad, he did no traditional training. He learned fighting because he wanted to get fit to go in the Marines.
He should have went to karate.
He should have been doing Aikido. You need some yoga.
But you say that. So for every Brad, there's a Wonder Boy, for every, or a Machida, you know what I mean? I believe, it's my opinion, that those guys at that top level of talent, and I think they rise together. I think that they have as much of a potential for like that dark side.
Oh yeah.
It's just their training counteracted it.
Yeah,
because I don't think you can have extreme high level talent in anything artistic without that dark side.
No, absolutely. Brad takes nothing to switch him. It's quite scary. Yeah, he's a whole nother level of animal. I've never met anybody as unhinged or as aggressive as Brad.
Yeah. But probably,
which is quite funny because obviously,
but probably would throw himself in front of a bus to help somebody.
Yeah, 100%. Any one of his friends, he'd fucking lie down in front of a bus for, but he would probably punch the bus driver afterwards. Yeah. He'd fucking he's a savage. I'm surprised he hasn't gone to prison, to be fair.
Well, Joe,
for some of the shit. Yes, buddy.
I appreciate you so much.
You're welcome, my friend. I appreciate you too. I appreciate the support you've attempted to give me over the last year. Yeah. The support I have completely ignored. But like I said, we were on different paths at the time. I'd like to think with a bit of hindsight, I have kind of matured a little bit. I think it needed for me to get out of the bustle of YouTube to truly understand where you were coming from at the same time. It needed us to get banned to be in this position we are now. But do I regret everything we did? Hell no. And I like to think that, like I said, inside the 98 videos I made and the 8.5 million views we got, there was a few people who took something from what we did and actually changed for the better, were able to do something, stand up to a bully, get back into training, lose some weight. I'm sure you've had thousands of those comments like, "Hi, Mike, yeah, you're the reason I got back into training after 25 years of being a fat bastard," all that kind of stuff. We had loads of it, thousands of them. And I like to think that comes down to our no-nonsense, shit-talking attitude and a bit of fun at the same time. And making people realize that the only way, like you said, like with the US, if the police ain't going to protect you, you need a gun. We don't have guns here. It's up to you to protect yourself. And the only way you can really do that here is with these.
Yeah.
So
I think it's wonderful that your mindset was always to help people. I think it's unfortunate that your ability to do that is currently hampered.
yeah.
But I think that, if that's truly your, motivation, that you will find a way. I think there's people.
We will find a way.
Yeah, if you want to look Fight Perfect up on Instagram, he's still there for now.
Yes. We're not doing anything to get banned on there. I'm rarely posting anything. I'm posting photos more than anything. Like I've spoken to a few people that said, like, dude, you need to cut your videos up and put them into shorts and start filming more stuff. And it's just like, I see Brad very rarely, and now we're in lockdown. He breaks the law to come and see me.
Yeah.
Like that's how bad it is. He has to, and we sit like a couple of feet apart from each other. I know he's been in quarantine for the last 5 weeks. He's not done anything wrong. I've been in quarantine for 5 weeks. We haven't seen anyone. We're both fit and healthy. We're not going to make each other sick, but rules are rules.
Yeah.
Apparently.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much.
All right, buddy.
I hope I don't get.
It's been a pleasure.
I hope I don't get deleted for having Fight Perfect on.
And thank you everybody for getting involved in the chat. Lots of super chats coming in as well. Appreciate it all.
Yeah.
Hundreds of comments, absolutely hundreds of comments. I look forward to going back and watching it and reading through everyone. If you want to hit me up on Instagram, absolutely do so. Feel free to do so.
Yeah.
And Mike, if you want to do this on another day when Brad is here, I'm sure you'd.
Hey, we need to give Brad the Icy Mike Imperfect treatment.
Yeah, absolutely.
So thank you so much. And for those of you watching this on YouTube, we'll see you soon. If you're listening to this on the podcast, we're live every Wednesday night at 9 p.m.